Barev or Parev, and welcome to our masterclass series on Eastern and Western Armenian suffixes. This is a multi-part series, and in each lesson we'll learn 5 new suffixes. We'll explore the rules on when to use them and some examples so that you can start to get familiar.
This was a sample lesson from Tun Online Armenian School. If you're interested in learning Eastern or Western Armenian, you can sign up and start learning for free today at tunup.com.
Remember, your lessons are only one part of learning. Here we'll introduce you to these new concepts and start to get you familiar. But the real value, the real memory and the real learning comes from when you scroll down underneath this lesson and complete your practice exercises. Because as you practice and play and explore yourself, you'll find that what you learn is committed to your memory much more easily. Okay, let's start with our first suffix in Armenian, atsi. This suffix relates to a person originating from a certain place. The suffix is atsi, the rule or the use is a person originating from a certain place. And now let's take a look at some examples. Chinatsi means a person from China. Amerikatsi means a person from America. Franciatsi means a person from France. This is the same in both Eastern and Western Armenian. And so if you hear this atsi suffix, you'll know that they're talking about the nationality of a person. Atsi. Write this one down if you need to. In your practice exercises underneath this video, we have a worksheet where you can list the suffix, the rule or the usage, and some examples. So you can either do that now, using the worksheet or your notepad, or later. Atsi, Chinatsi, Amerikatsi, Franciatsi, a person originating from a certain place. In a sentence, this would look like, yes, Chinatsi en. I am Chinese. I'm not, but it's a good example of a sentence. Yes, Chinatsi en. I am Chinese. Okay, let's take a look at another. Atsu. This means intended for. You will learn some new words as we take you through these examples, and you can either write them down and start to practice them, or you can ignore them for now and focus just on the suffix. The word for corrupted in Eastern Armenian is abakan. In Western Armenian, it's abakan. The word for corruptible is this abakan or abakan base with atsu on the end. Take a look at that construction on screen. In Eastern Armenian, abakan, corrupted. In Western Armenian, abakanatsu, corruptible. In Western Armenian, abakan, abakanatsu, corruptible. Atsu means intended for, or ible or able as we would use it in English. Another example of this would be mis, meaning meat in both dialects. Misatsu would mean intended for slaughter. Or meatable, which is a pretty dire way of talking about an animal, but you understand the idea. Atsu means intended for, or ible or able. Another perhaps abstract example is harsan, meaning newlywed, or harsanatsu, meaning fiancé. Atsu, intended for. Okay, let's take a look at another. At or ad. This suffix means less. Guluk or kuluk, meaning head. Galchat or kalchad, meaning headless. Have a look at that construct for a moment there. We lose some of the vowels in the noun, and we add at or ad on the end to transform the word from meaning head to headless or without a head. Another example is poch, meaning tail. Pochat in Eastern Armenian, pochad in Western Armenian, meaning tailless or without a tail. At in Eastern Armenian, ad in Western Armenian. Okay, another a suffix, ank. When you see ank on the end of a word in Armenian, this can mean that it's the noun version of a verb. An example of this is viravorel, meaning to insult, the verb. I insult you, for example. Viravorank is the insult, the noun. So in this case, the action is viravorel, the insult or the verb, the action. Viravorank, in this case, is the insult itself, what I said to insult you. the rude word or phrase or action that I use to insult you, the noun. To insult somebody, the verb viravorel, the insult itself, what you said or did or didn't do, is viravorank. Another example of this is ashkatel in Eastern Armenian or ashkadil in Western Armenian, meaning to work. Ashkatank means work itself. To work, the verb is on that top line, and the work that you're doing, the actual work itself, is on that second line. Ashkatank. Work. We're only going to give you 5 today, so we don't overwhelm you. The last one is anots, meaning place. And we've seen this in previous lessons in Online Armenian School. Hivand or hivant means sick, and hivandanots or hivantanots means hospital or literally sick place. Anots meaning place. Another example is hyur meaning guest, or hyuranots meaning guest place or hotel. Anots. Remember, the keys to learning are understanding, practicing, and then being able to apply it on your own. Underneath this video, you'll see worksheets where you can fill out the new suffixes you've learnt, the rules or the uses, and some examples. And we'll also encourage you to start to think about some of the other words that you already know in Armenian, and see if you can assign these to some of the suffixes that you've learnt today. We'll also link you to some Armenian news, media, podcasts, and social media comedy channels. Take a listen in your dialect and pay particular attention to any use of these new suffixes. Don't panic if you're not confident with listening and understanding just yet. The more we listen and the more we learn, the more we'll understand over time. So don't be shy. Have a listen to those links, see if you can hear any of the new suffixes we've talked about today, and we'll see you here for the next level.